Yes everyone, I just wanted to make a little video because I saw some YouTubers out there have actually done the same thing, so I just thought I'd give you some little bit of information based on the cars that I've previously owned. I started off, I passed my test roughly about 5 years ago now, the 18th of December 2012, so it's been a long old while. Started off with the OG Corsa C 1.2. Actually bought it off my cousin. Many of you know, if you've had a Corsa, you've had footwell leaks, and this was like so deep in water. So I think the fact of doing that got me into cars. So just like, oh, how to fix that, it really like thrilled me on how to actually do that. So started doing bits, and I was like, I'm in love. It was a 1.2, it had a back box, lowered it, I couldn't even get over speed bumps, it was that low. It's just a case of just doing stuff, and I was like, oh, I didn't have such a good job when I first started driving, so it was just like do bits and bodge it basically, sticker bombing like the door cards, all that kind of goodness. And then I had this friend Jamie, you naughty boy, he got me into cars like properly because he said, oh, my mate's got a Corsa C, it's got a 2-litre turbo engine in it, and I was like, oh, what's this? So when I had to go, well, he took me out in it, and I was literally like, oh my god, like, you know, like probably what you imagine a Ferrari to be like. It was honestly, it was crazy. I got in it and I was in love. And then he was like, oh, I'm selling it. So as things come, I said, yeah, I'll have it, but I didn't have the money at the time, so he literally let me pay him bit by bit. I know that, don't do that, because some people probably would scam you, but to be fair, he was a good lad. So I was giving him like £200 this week, so much this week. It was just mad though, like he was going, right, you got £4 grand, you got to pay me £4 and you give me bit by bit. So the day come to collect it, had to get a tow truck to take it to mine. I did actually insure it as a 2-litre, so I was like 18, 19, and they did actually let me insure it. I think it was like £2 grand or £3 grand to insure it, to be fair. Which I was surprised because I didn't think they were going to let me. So they got it to mine, had to wait till I think my 19th birthday so before I could insure it. So on that day, got it out. I took my stepbrother / brother-in-law out in it, and this was the first day I took him out in it. We went round this little road, and then there was a little hump in the road, and as I went off it went, and it just, the drive shaft just snapped straight in half. So I was like, no, I couldn't believe it. And then because like obviously I could only do little bits and bobs, something big actually broke on it, and I was like, oh my god, I'm actually in trouble. So I got someone to come and fit a new drive shaft for me, and then for some reason the brakes didn't work. I literally, probably now if I did it, I'd probably have a better idea of what I'm actually doing. So I sold the car like as repairs. It all worked fine, it just the brakes wouldn't work for some reason. I do not know what happened, but the brakes wouldn't work. So following that, in the like 2-week period of it being broke, I was like, I can't deal with this. So the Corsa VXR I've come on finance. It was an Arctic edition. Literally saw it on eBay, messaged them, do you do finance? Young, dumb, naive, just yeah, I'll take it. Didn't know anything about it at all, no history. I didn't know anything about this car, even like the problems or anything that they have. I was just like, yeah. And then it was like, yeah, you've been accepted on finance, give a grand deposit. I hadn't even saw the car at the time, so I was like, yeah, Sam, yeah, come pick it up, yeah, buzzing. And then went and got it, just looked round it, signed. As I drove off, the foot pedal little things fell off, and I was like, oh, for God's sake already. And then as I started driving down the road, I think the tyre pressure light come on, the little sensor, and I was like, what's this? Crap, I'm having problems again. So I rang and pulled over. I was like, what's happened? One sec, I need to have a beverage. So I pulled over, I was like, wow. And then told me there's a little button you press, and that'll reset that. And then as I got home, I was like, right, how do I reverse it? I think they've got the little, you squeeze them at the top and then lock them in. At the time I didn't know, so I was ringing them like, reverse don't work, it's got no reverse, like being stupid. And she was like, yeah, what you do is this. And then in the end I was like, oh god. So obviously loving life, Corsa VXR, I still stand by Corsa VXRs are probably the most fun hot hatches out there. If they come with a diff, they would be exceptional, but for what they was when they were modified, it was fast and I loved it. So where was we? Got the Corsa, had it for a bit, and then all modifications, and then that's when overdraft and credit cards come. I was literally like, oh, I want this intercooler, I want this, I want that, and before I knew it, I was like 6 grand in debt on a credit card. I couldn't tell you what I bought. I bought wheels, aftermarket headlights, lowering springs, Remus exhaust, AirTech intercooler, you name it, I bought it and just went, I'll pay it off, I'll pay it off. And I never did pay it off. It was just like, oh, I'll put like a couple of pounds on it a week. And anyway, that just ran up and that ruined me for a couple of years, to be fair. So definitely, if you ever think about modifying your car, try not to stick it on a credit card, because you will end up regretting it for the next couple of years. So cash is king. Or if you've got the money, but you don't want to spend it, put it on your credit card and definitely pay every week. So go, if it's what I do now, if something's like 100 quid, I'll put 100 quid on my credit card and then I'll take £10 a week out till it's paid off in 10 weeks. That's just probably just me being mad, but so Corsa VXR, had that, got into loads of debt, stage 3 rev cut limiter, in love, absolutely loved it. And then one day I took it to Mexico, started racing someone, and because it used to backfire on like demand, I was driving and I like crept over like the steering wheel, you know like biddies drive when they go over the steering wheel. So I was over the steering wheel looking, because I wanted to make sure the bloke next to me that was getting smoked, his back of his car was next to my, well, his window was next to my exhaust. So as I looked over, I went from 3rd gear red line to 2nd, and it just went and just bang, literally I couldn't do anything. Before I knew it, it was just smoke, and I'm looking thinking, oh god, what's happened? And that's it, she broke, she blew up. But people say piston forward's bad. It's probably hit and miss depending on how unlucky you are, but mine genuinely was crap because I blew it up myself, so that's not Vauxhall's fault. Then I did, yeah, again, no real knowledge. I know how to do the basics, but I would love to learn how to do engines and stuff. That would be like, if I could just take an engine apart and forge it, I'd love to do that. But I can only like unbolt crap and try and work out how to put it back on. That's all I do, which is probably like most, yeah. There probably is someone out there that do actually know what they're doing, whereas most of us, like me, wing it. On eBay, messaged this company, yeah, they got salvage engines and that, so sent the car off. It was £1,800 to be done, and then waiting 3 weeks, nothing. Rang him, yeah, what's happened? We charged £18 for 1 piston or something like that, but 3 pistons blew up or something. So then it was like, oh, it's not thingy, it's 2,800 and you need a new turbo because the turbo like shat itself apparently. So I was like, I paid like, if I sold the car now, I'd probably get like 6 grand for it, and I'm going to pay 3 grand for an engine. I would have got a second-hand one and got it forged by Warren G, to be fair, but pit stop. In the end, I ended up waiting like 3-4 months without a car. They fixed it. It was like, oh, the airflow meter and all this is wrong with it. Because like when I was accelerating, I was getting no boost, and then it would hit. I changed the turbo, I changed the actuator, I changed the airflow meter. Literally everything got changed on that car. Even though I paid £2,800 for a car, it just never worked properly again. So gearbox started warning actually after a bit. I was like, I've had enough. Because the car was that bad, I just thought, I can't deal with it no more. So I swapped it in. I wanted a TTRS, the Mark II, but I could never I could never get one on insurance or even afford one. And I was just like, that's what I want, man. I wanted a GTR, which is the goal, but after like pricing it up and the power gains and stuff, because I wanted to do like stage 2 on it, which would have been like 400 and some brake. I did actually find one. I was like, oh my god, it's so cheap. It was literally like 28,000 miles, convertible, had the optional extra seats, like the Recaro, you know, the Recaro ones that get stolen a lot, had them seats in it. It was literally, it was perfect. It was a manual though, which I'd heard Synchros go in a manual. So I deliberately went to Audi approved, because that's, if you have a problem with that, it's like game over. So I went with Audi approved. 2 weeks later, so the traffic lights, went to pull off. Clutch pedal was stuck to the floor, wouldn't move. So I was like, oh god. It was literally like that, stuck to the floor, and I had to pull the clutch up, and I'm thinking, yeah, I've had this car 2 weeks, and then the clutch come back somehow, and again, did it again, and I was like, that's it, ringing Audi, yeah, blah blah blah, car's playing up. They give me an A1, and I thought, so I'm paying £520 a month, and you're giving me an A1 as a courtesy car, like, are you serious? So they said basically, you bought the car, the clutch is gone, so that's a wearable part. And I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, oh, it's £5,000 for a new clutch and flywheel. Like, I think it's 20 hours labour to take an engine out on one of those, because it's so complex. And I was like, so I've just bought the car for 20 grand, and you're telling me I need a new clutch and flywheel, and I've got to pay 5 grand. I was like, no. That's why it was used approved warranty, and because it was in like 30 days, I was like, well, I'm not paying it, so you either fix it or you have the car back, simple. And then I had it back, fixed it, fresh clutch flywheel, and then went to get I bought decap pipes for it, because I did actually want to map it. So bought decap pipes. Was going to do it, so got my air filter as well. I think it was a pipe across one, and opened up the airbox, took the air filter out, and there was like that much oil just like floating around in the air filter. So I was like, oh god. Audi, yeah, basically the turbo's gone on it, so bring it in, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's £3 grand for a new turbo or something. And I was like, no, I'm not having it, I've had enough. Literally, I had the car for 6 months, and they had it for about 3 months. And they were giving me crap courtesy cars as well, like an automatic A5. That's not crap, but like, I bought a premium car, and I thought I was going to get like for like. So I was quite disappointed in that aspect, really. So they fixed that, and then I was just like, nah. I said, for me, if this car breaks again and it's not in warranty, then my life's over, because I will not be able to afford. I could just about afford £500 a month for a car, which is a lot. And then you're saying, if something goes wrong again. So unfortunately, I was gutted, but it had to go. So, and then I thought, yeah, let's get BM rear wheel drive life. Let's say it's exciting, very exciting. If you don't care, then BM's the way to go. I had my 135i, traction control off, because that's how you do it. It's like very dangerous. Sometimes you end up like the wrong way in traffic, and you end up facing cars on an island. So for someone like me, that I'm not saying dangerous, but like when unexpected things happen and you just start sliding and you're like, woo, it's dangerous. Once the car like not span out, but like, because it's a short wheelbase, apparently they're really snappy, which they definitely are snappy. I got like my passenger like swung their arm out like that and like punched me in the face, and I was like, well, we just lost traction, like it's nothing to do with me, like maybe my pedal was a bit you know what I mean, but it was from a standstill, so I take no responsibility. But I would I'd probably say between that and the Corsa for the most fun cars I've had, because it was just different. The Corsa was just like raw fun, whereas the BM, you didn't even have to go fast really. You could do like 20 miles an hour and you'd be like sideways, so that'd be like just as fun. But if you bin it, then that's it. There's more chance of binning it because it's dangerous. And then thought BM's too dangerous, got to get rid of it. So went for the Astra. I thought the Corsa was an unreal car. Loved the Corsa, everything about it really. So let's go for the Astra because it's bigger, better, going to be more exciting. Nah, not really. I've had the car like 2 years now, and I still wouldn't say it's. If I had the choice now and I had like £6,000, I'd definitely go for the Corsa, 100%. I know the piston 4 engine kind of is like naff, but I'd just have to do it again, to be honest. Just like smaller, steering wheel's better, seats are better, I think they look better, even with a dual exit exhaust. I think they are better, but hopefully get that to stage 3. So we can see how she compares really to my one, which was stage 3. So that is my journey of cars in like 5.5 years. Who knows what the next one will be? I'm getting like quite frustrated now because I'm like I just look on eBay to see what's about, and it's like, oh, do I want this, do I want that, like Ford Focus RS Mark II, which would be good for the channel because it'd be a car that everyone loves, because everyone loves a 5-part, but even getting stolen. So would you like to see like videos of like how to protect your car, like snap off steering wheel, alarms, I don't know, how to install a post, how to install GPS, like that kind of stuff. Mercedes C63, oh, the list goes on, depends how much I want it and depends how much debt I want really, because money don't grow on trees. So yeah, that's just my little story of cars. People say in life you learn, and I definitely have learned, so that's the only thing you can do really, is just go for it. The TT might have been alright. If it hadn't messed up so much, I probably would still have it today, but unfortunately I got a dog, so that's all. It's just a little car video. Car videos are definitely coming back, so people that haven't been watching my other little bits, it's just I'm still trying to get the hang of this camera, so I'm just thinking any little bits to do, I can make some videos, because it just helps me like learn different things. So I do think cars are going to be the main focal point of this channel, because it's one thing that gets me going. So I think that's what it'll be: cars, detailing, modding, reviewing, that kind of goodness. So, and I'll do it to the best of my ability, so you guys absolutely love it. So hope you like this little informative little video, and we'll see you real soon, because there's a couple of little changes. So thanks a lot, love you always guys. Sweet.